Welcome to CFESA's podcast. Today, we're thrilled to be chatting with a remarkable Service Heroes Scholarship recipient. Join us as we sit down with Michael Cooper from Horizon Bradco, who has shown exceptional promise in our industry. We'll explore their journey, the impact of the scholarship on their career, and invaluable lessons they've learned along the way. So whether you're a seasoned professional, a student considering a career in the trades, or simply curious, you won't want to miss this conversation. Let's get started. So Michael, thanks for coming on today. Appreciate it. Congratulations again for receiving the Service Hero Scholarship from the, 2024 fall term. The spring term is about to start. So congratulations again. I just want to start and ask you, how did you get into this industry?
Well, after the service, I worked in a couple of places. I ended up going to the post office for a while. I worked at the post office for about a year and a half, and I was job searching for a long time. And I ended up delivering mail to someone who worked at Horizon Bradco.
Okay.
We talked for a little while, and he had mentioned that they were hiring. And his name was Tom Druin, and he basically set me up an interview with the boss, Kevin Vu, and even though I had zero experience working on food equipment, um, I told him basically that there's nothing I can't fix if I get the chance to take it apart. I'll figure it out, and that I learn very fast. And so he took a chance on me, and I think it worked out well for the both of us.
Awesome. It seems like a lot of people in the industry fit into either two segments. They kind of just fell into it or they were born into it with family business. So I think there's a lot of us that kind of just stumbled our way in and have been here for a little while now.
Yeah.
How long have you been in the industry? I guess when did you start?
Not very long. This July would make it 2 years in this company.
Awesome.
Um, and yeah, I've loved it ever since the start, learning new things every day, and it's to me it's a great field to explore different avenues, and you have the chances to be able to train with other people and see how they work. And
Yeah, that's awesome. So how did you hear about the scholarship and what kind of made you want to apply?
so there's nothing special about that one. It was a mass email sent out by our company saying that CFES is doing a scholarship. And I called my boss, Kevin, and told him that he should apply for it and that I was going to too. And as far as I know, him and I were the only people from our company to apply for that scholarship.
Okay.
And I in no way thought that I would be one of the recipients.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty exciting getting that email, or the phone call, I should say, that I got saying congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we're excited for you, and it's definitely no small feat. We had over 100 applications for it, and there was a lot of time put in reviewing all of them and making sure that we had the right candidates selected. So we're really excited for you. So before the scholarship opportunity, have you had any CFESA certifications yet? Have you ever taken any tests?
So I had just finished the training for CFESA Electrical right before the scholarship email went out.
Okay.
And just recently, about 4 weeks ago, I actually took the test, passed,
Oh,
and this month I should be starting the CFESA gas.
awesome. That's so exciting. Congratulations on that too. Are you planning on trying to go for a master technician status eventually?
Yes, my overall plan is to complete the gas, then the steam, and then hopefully by then I should be done with the HVAC certification course. I'm trying to go to night school and get that done. I haven't started it yet, but that's the goal, is to get my certification and then start the CFESA HVAC.
Awesome. Yeah. So by the time you do electric, gas, and steam, you'll be a master tech. And then if you want to go for the fourth one, that would be awesome too.
Right?
Refrigeration. So looks like you definitely have a lot that you're looking to accomplish within it. So that's great. What advice would you give to others that are looking to apply for the scholarship?
Well, I wouldn't say I have any advice for people who are trying to apply for any scholarships other than just go for it.
Hmm.
And a lot of those questions were pretty in detail and required you to kind of be your own dictator on how you evaluate your own service to others.
Hmm.
So I do like questions like that. It kind of gives people perspective of themselves.
Hmm. Yeah. Would you say, I mean, I know you're kind of still newer to the industry, only about 2 years in. What would you say the biggest challenges have been for you so far?
I would say my biggest challenge starting off was grasping the understanding of electricity and how it works and how to actually test for
Hmm.
it, which the gentleman that trained me was the same guy that I was delivering mail to who
Hmm.
happened to get me into this field. He did a fantastic job of explaining things, walking me through everything. He was a very hands-off trainer versus he would walk me through how to do something versus making me watch him how to do it.
Yeah.
Um, so that for me helped out the most, but the biggest hurdle was just understanding how certain things work. You know, contactors were pretty simple,
Hmm.
but when you start talking about ice cube relays and solid state relays, and I was getting lost.
Yeah.
It was definitely a big hindrance to me. And then I had asked my boss if I could do the CFESA electrical
Hmm.
because I wanted to learn more about electrical knowledge. And I told him that you're not going to find a person in this company that'll work harder at passing these tests than me.
Yeah.
So uh, I think that worked out. And ever since I read that book, I mean, I absolutely loved it. I know a lot of people kind of go back and forth on the information in there. I loved it. I think it was very easy to understand, very easy to pick up. Um, and since then, I mean, that helped me through my hardest hurdle of understanding these things.
So, do you mostly do like a self study? Was there some hands on training that they helped provide as well?
Um, I actually was taking the book into calls,
Okay.
and I was referencing what I'm looking at in front of me to the book, and then kind of getting an explanation from the book, and it really helped me up my game in diagnosing.
Okay.
Um, and as far as help, my wife was actually my biggest help. She would read all the review questions and write down all the ones that I'm getting wrong or right, and continue to go through them over and over with me.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a good way to study. Um, so, what did passing that test mean for you and getting your first CFESA certification?
Um, Really, it feels like I would say the second or third step in meeting some personal goals. I um, I don't want to say I'm very, very competitive, but I would like to be able to refer to myself as one of the best technicians, in a company. And I'm definitely not there yet. But it's one of my personal goals to be the person that other people rely on for information.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout my time in the Marine Corps, I trained roughly around 80,000 recruits while I was on Paris Island. And that's kind of my groove. I love training. I love teaching people new things. And so that's kind of my goal with CFESA is to absorb all of this information and, eventually move to the training side of things.
Awesome. So, I guess going off of that, what does success mean to you?
Well, I think that there's many definitions that I could probably go through. Um, and quite recently, I think I would have changed my answer to success as if you can feel proud about a hard days of work and not have the weight of hundreds of bills over your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you get there, I think that you can enjoy life more,
Mm-hmm.
and enjoying life more really, in the end, I think that that's success in itself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that you have to have $1 million or be a millionaire and super rich. I think that as long as you're happy and proud of what you do, that's considered success.
Yeah, I love that. Are there any, I know you talked about wanting to get some more CFESA certification tests, but are there any specific skills or certifications or knowledge areas that you want to focus on with the scholarship funds?
Mainly HVAC, which it's not so much counterintuitive because my company, Horizon Bradco, we don't really work on the cold side.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I want to have it under my belt, and that kind of gives me the ticket to be able to go wherever I need to go.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically where I want to focus most of that.
Awesome. Um, one of the key, I guess, aspects of the application was explaining why you're a good candidate. Is there anything that you think set you apart from the others in the application?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure that my lengthy answers probably set me aside. I like to be pretty descriptive when I'm writing,
Uh-huh.
and there's no emotion in a text, and
Mm-hmm.
so I try to add to it, and then sometimes I get carried away. Sometimes it's just the right amount, but I'm sure that that's what set me aside. Other than that, I really didn't know what you guys were going to be looking for answers, so I figured I would just give open, honest answers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that is probably what we're looking for the most is just to see the passion and the drive that somebody gives to wanting to better themselves in this career and, just explaining what they would do with that and what it would mean to them in order to get it. So, um, obviously, you were selected for a reason. And I guess, is there anyone you want to thank for supporting you on your journey? I know you mentioned your wife and somebody else at Horizon Bradco, so I wasn't sure if there's anyone you had just really thought was like a good mentor or really supportive of you.
Uh, well, I'm always thanking my wife. She definitely holds things together. Um, but it would definitely be Tom Druin and Kevin Vu. Tom Druin is the man that got me into this field, and he trained me. He's the most genuine guy that you could ever meet. And then I have Kevin Vu as my boss,
Okay.
and he's the district manager for New England, and he's got to be the best boss in the whole world. I mean, he's very understanding and very knowledgeable, um, and he's just a great boss to allow me to do this.
Yeah, definitely the, management you have and the team you work with can definitely make or break your career and your enjoyment out of it. So I'm glad you have a good support system there. Is there any career advice you wish you would have had received 5 years ago or before you started this journey?
Um, yeah, I kind of wish I knew about this field
Yeah.
when I was still in the Marine Corps, and I would have kind of geared my exit strategy a little different.
Hmm.
I thought at the time that I wanted to work in the post office, and that was it.
Hmm.
And it turns out that walking 10 miles a day is awful.
Okay. What advice would you give for somebody that's looking to start in this industry?
Um, I have told probably over 100 people that this is the best job ever. I love the freedom that it has. And the advice that I would give to a new hire is to truly give it your all. I mean, devote yourself to learning and becoming, a technician that you would be proud of.
Hmm.
Uh, and at the end of the day, that would be the advice for any job, really. But this field is such a career with, without that glass ceiling, and you can really just keep going up. And I love that in this area, at least, there's several companies that do the same job, and everybody knows each other. And it seems like people who move and switch companies and, you know
I'm leaving this company, I'm going to that company, you're still doing the same work, and everybody still knows each other. It seems like that's the revolving side of it. And the advice would be to, like I said, give it your all and move around. Move around as much as you'd like, because you're only going to learn more as you go, as long as you stay devoted to the work.
Awesome. I guess last question. So since receiving this scholarship, we've kind of connected and chat a little bit more about how you're passionate and want to get involved more in the industry and with CFESA, and you have joined CFESA's Young Professionals Committee. So just wanted to ask kind of if you could just share why you want to get involved more and what you're hoping to do.
So personal goals for me is to eventually stop working with my hands. I'm not that old, and I've got hands that feel like they're made with wooden hinges. So I really want to move into the training side of things and be able to teach, especially the younger crowd and the kids just getting out of high school. I think that this is the absolutely perfect career field for you. I mean, most of the jobs pay pretty well, and you could be getting out of high school making a good living rather than minimum wage, and really kick off your career pretty well. And the training side for me is something that CFESA obviously takes very seriously, and has set up this really awesome program. And I want to be as much involved in that as I can be. So eventually the day will come around where maybe I'm working with CFESA or for CFESA, training, new technicians in the field, training older technicians that maybe want to switch things up. I like to give back as much knowledge as I take in.
Yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate that. And I look forward to working with you on the YPC as well and seeing how we can kind of help promote the industry and get more people involved and knowing about it. So thank you for chatting with us, Michael. I look forward to following along with your career journey. I don't doubt that you will find much success. To our listeners, I hope you found Michael's story as inspiring as I did and showcasing the impact that support can have on emerging careers. If you're contemplating a career in the commercial kitchen repair industry, or just seeking inspiration, his story serves as an uplifting reminder of what can be right ahead. Our next scholarship term just opened, so be sure to go to our website and apply, and maybe we'll be having a chat just like Michael and I are very soon. Thank you for joining us today. We encourage you to subscribe to our podcast and listen to future episodes. Thank you.